Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Thursday, June 1st, 2023, and this is once again my daily vlog. Each morning I walk into the studio, turn on the camera and the lights to report to you and report to me my progress since I've been trying to take content creation from a part-time to a full-time gig. So let's get started right off the bat talking about yesterday. So the plans for yesterday went pretty well. I was able to complete a short video that I published and got that across all the socials, including YouTube. Did another one of those arcade tips. Those are very well received. Excuse me, a little frog in my throat this morning. And then in the afternoon, my life is rough. I had to spend an hour or so playing old Activision games. For the piece I'm working on, I needed B-roll of all these different games, and so I have the screen share on, running capture, and I have a checklist over here, and over here I have the game, and I play, check off, get about 5 minutes of footage of each one so I can use as B-roll. I actually needed to play through over 40 games, not through them, but I needed to play samples of 40 different games, and I got through about 25 of them. I'm finding that this video I'm working on is probably going to be broken into two parts, which is not a bad thing. I never think about two-part videos because in the past they didn't do well, but I think that's probably not the case any longer. And I'm always concerned I didn't have enough of a following to warrant someone sticking around to go to the second video. But now that we're getting thousands of views per, there's enough attention, and also I think this is a potentially really good traffic video, so I think breaking into two parts will actually will perform the function of getting 2 bites at the apple. It's almost getting 2 shots at the same video because, if somebody watches the first and they're interested and you don't finish it, you have to go to the second one, you might actually stick around. But that video is coming along really well. I actually assembled all the parts of the footage that I shot, which will bring us to today, which I'll get to in a second. I'll just take a pause in the middle between yesterday and today to talk about the fact that stats did really well yesterday. Views were up and over 50 subs again. I think I told you we're averaging between like 30 and 50, and like a 40 a day kind of average. But yesterday was almost 60 a day, and that's brought us within about a half a dozen of our next milestone. I think right now we're at 27,790 something. So probably, by lunchtime today we should cross that milestone, but then we'll talk about it tomorrow and what that has achieved for us. So let's talk about today. And today is pretty well a continuation of what I was doing yesterday afternoon. I have no other commitments or time to schedule things that I have to do today, and so during the day I'm going to try to capture the remainder B-roll bits of that footage, those different Activision games, and then I'm going to by the way, whoever, I forgot the name off the top of my head, but the vlog viewer here who suggested I play these Activision games, and if they're paying attention, they probably see that what I'm doing is exactly what they suggested. So, the cat's out of the bag on that, I guess. And if you don't know, you'll be surprised. So, yeah. So I can't give away all the secrets here in the vlog, or you won't go watch the other videos. That's not true of you, I know. Anyway, so I'll continue to work on that. If I get all the footage done, then I can come in here and shoot all the stand-ups for it. And that's material, I think, to create 2 complete videos that I can release kind of one by the end of the week and another one either over the weekend or depending on the traffic of the first one. Like if that hits a huge spike, I'm going to drop the second one right away. If that kind of simmers, I might wait and drop the other one mid-next week or whatever. But putting 2 videos simultaneously in the can gives me a lot of options as how I time the releases. So we'll see how that goes. Before I leave today, I just want to mention that today marks the 7-month milestone of this experiment. So I always estimated that I would give myself 12 months to see where I was at, which is, it's the beginning of November of this year. And a lot has changed since then, a lot of water under the bridge. And I alluded to yesterday, I think, the first of the month, the start of a new month is a good time to kind of recap where I'm at right now. And that's people that don't watch the vlog or watch just periodically. That's often the first question they want to know is, how's it going? Are you going to succeed? The reality is that at the current trajectory, there's no way. there's no way. In 7 months, I have about I've doubled at least, the revenue and the traffic and that sort of thing. But it needs more. It needs a further couple of doublings to get there. There are a lot of variables between here and there, though. And that is, there are all the stuff that was announced at CES by my arcade that ostensibly I'm going to get early review copies of, and so that could be huge for us. That could bring a lot of people to the channel and get a lot of attention, a lot of subscribers, a lot of new blood and new eyeballs. We also have convention season coming up through the summer. Usually views ramp up in the summer and then in the fall because they kind of slow down kind of at the beginning of the summer, but toward the end of the summer and the fall, things start to kind of ramp up again as people, it's too hot to be outside, or it's time to go back to school, those sorts of things. So there's a lot of ground to cover between here and there. And then when I say at this trajectory it will not be a success, I'm not saying that. I'm not fatalistically saying that. I'm just realistically saying, if nothing changes and I keep growing at this rate, at the end of this year, I could be looking for a real job, which is fine. Which is fine with me. It's not fine with me. Let me take that back. I don't see that as a failure on our behalf. It's fine with me there. I want to succeed. What I'm saying is, if that happens, I won't be decimated. I will know that I have given this the absolute best run I possibly could. All that being said, so many other variables have come into play. There have been a few key notable contributors on Patreon that really have helped to bring up the water level. There's the opportunity I mentioned yesterday to do this side project, which will personally keep my finances in a better state. And there's whatever could happen in the near future. You never know what next day is going to bring, right, Tony? But the things that could happen between here and there, already there's a potential that this could extend a further month or two, even at the current rate, because of the volume that we have done. It's too early to say that. I'm still putting the line in the sand at November 1st as we approach that. It's still 5 months away. It's still, still a ways out, and a lot can happen between then and now. I'm cautiously optimistic, but from what I've seen so far, realistic that the world is not caught on fire for GenXGrownUp, although it is continuing to percolate and the embers are glowing hot. So has it caught fire yet? Nope, but there's a potential. So I just like to be realistic and honest with where we are. I think my history with work is you do reports to folks, you do these stand-ups, and unless something is a blocker, you just kind of talk about this is progressing, and that's all true. I just think it's important at these moments to step back and say, but at what velocity is it progressing? It's good to know things are getting better, but if you have a patient who needs X amount of blood and they're getting a little extra blood but not enough and they're going to die anyway, that's not enough blood. So it's important, I think, to be realistic about what this is. All that being said, my target is still to make a success of this, and I'm still doing everything that I can. But we'll see how it goes in the coming months. And if you're here along with the ride with me, you'll find out right along with me. Okay, time for me to get busy today. I got a lot more work to do. I got my day lined out. I want to thank you for stopping in to check out today's vlog if you did. If you're here every day, I love you, and I know that you just, I can't imagine what has motivated you or inspired you to stick around this long. It's a lot, and I'm grateful that you're here with me. So many of you every day. Have a great first day of June this Thursday. Do something good for yourself if you can, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.